Welcome back to the Misperception Podcast. I'm your host, Destiny, and thank you for coming back. Happy Sunday, everybody. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the series. I can tell you what love is not. Love is not influence, it's identity. When we are trying to encourage somebody, when we are trying to help shape or mold someone, when we are simply trying to let somebody help them be a better version of themselves, you're trying to influence them to do something. You're trying to influence and mold somebody into this perception of who you think they're supposed to be. But in reality, people show you who they are, and for some of us, they explicitly tell you. If someone isn't asking you for help, if they're not asking you about your opinion on something, if they're not inquiring your service, your knowledge, then it's not your responsibility to influence them, because it does not allow them to shape their identity on their own. Y'all talk about how people are living for other people, right? That's you living in their shadow. And a lot of times we take that energy and we'll put it inside of a relationship under, oh, I just want you to be better. I just want you to do better. No, you want that person to be what you want them to be. And anything outside of that you're trying to mold, manipulate, change, that's not love. You look at somebody, you understand who they are, you love who they are. That's their identity. No matter how that changes over time, right? And if it changes, that changes on their willpower. That change in alignment to their story, not yours. Identity is knowing somebody's heart over their habits. Habits can change and break any day. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. But habits can change any day. Your heart always gonna remain the same, whether you 26 or 62. Studying somebody is learning their heart, learning everything about them prior to you. And that takes patience and it takes time, of course. But it's that commitment to saying, hey, I want to get to know who you are. People complain about, oh, these relationships they ain't worth a damn. No, everybody want to be single at this point. And that's not a problem. But everybody want to be single because nobody wants to take time to get to know people. And honestly, depending on who you are listening to this video, I bet you took the time to get to know them either. It ain't a one-way thing. It ain't just men ain't getting to know women. Women ain't getting to know men either. Nobody is wanting to get hurt. But that's sometimes the cost of love. Right? Love hurts. Love is never harmful, though. It's never harmful, which means even though you might be crying and in your feelings right now, your heart feel broken, what happened isn't harmful. That it's not gonna stifle you. It's gonna, whatever just happened made you grow. This love makes you grow even if it hurts. Like, there are always growing pains in any situation. So, what made love the exception? Influencing your partner to be where you want them to be and they're just not there yet. And if I'm being frank, depending on how much you scrutinize him, that's abuse. I think a lot of people don't genuinely love their partners no more. They love what people can do for them. They love the idea of who that person could be. They love the way they look. They love the way this person makes them feel. But y'all are so disconnected because one of y'all don't love the other one for real. And honestly, if it's going to be a relationship where it's a give and take, and it's like cost and rewards, and y'all have established that, that's y'all. But I'm talking about people that committed to a covenant or growing together, right? You gotta allow people to go on their seasons, and no matter how that season may look, You let them go on that season, the season that they're going in, and you do your best to support, care, and watch their back. Let's talk about healing, right? Can you heal in a relationship? That's been the question that everybody's been trying to figure out. Yes, but there's no guarantee that you will love the version of your partner that comes out of healing. That's the thing. There's no guarantee once you heal in this relationship that you're gonna like who you're looking at when you get out. Because when you grow in such a crazy rate, something changes, something shifts in your desires once you're outside of healing. Something changes in the way you speak to your partnership and how you allow your partners to speak to you. After healing, you want to be fed maybe differently. You want to be handled differently. Your partner that you healed in adjacent to won't know how to do that stuff because they didn't do it. They didn't heal with you. You influence this person. Maybe you should heal. You should heal. You should heal. You should do therapy. You should go talk to God. You should do this. You should do this. When somebody tell you what you should do the opposite. no, I'm just playing. But when somebody is constantly telling you, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that, every single moment, it starts to feel like criticism and scrutiny. Because you, as helpful as you're trying to be, you're not allowing this person to shape their own identity. People got to have an identity outside of relationships. The alphabet has a certain amount of letters, but each letter has its own identity. People get into a relationship, they get into a partnership, and that whole partnership becomes an identity. But no, you're still male, and you're still female, or you're male and male, I don't care who you are. But you're still two separate individuals that decided to come together. But in this decision, doesn't mask who these two are. When people are approaching the relationships, oh, this person got potential. That's a problem. Because you're subconsciously or somewhere deep back in your mind, you're like, they got the potential to be XYZ. I'm going to try to help shape that. I'm going to try to help mold that. I'm going to try to do this XYZ for this person so that they can be this ideal of them that I have in my head. What if they don't want to be that? Like, and what happens when they don't become that ideal that you created? People really need to sit down and start enjoying their company. Getting to know who you're actually talking to. Because the experience is so much more beautiful when you do that. People talk about trying to kindle and create relationships with each other, but all y'all see in value is looking like very surface level materialistic stuff. I have no problem saying, yes, a girl does love good material, but I value connection so much more than that. I value a beautiful love story so much more than that, right? If you want to be somebody that said, look, you give me A and I give you B, this is a transaction, and that's how you want to spend the rest of your life, then I'm not really talking to you. But for somebody who takes the time to get to know who's right in front of you, despite what they can offer, and you take the time to listen and receive people's pains and joys and value the weird quirks of their personalities, right? If you study them, right? Because people have existed way before they met you. You get with this person for 5 years or so, you think you know them. This person has had 20 plus years of experience before you. You don't know this person. You need to study it like you'll study for a test. You need to listen to it. The body, the eyes, the mind, It would tell you all you need to know. Only thing you gotta do is study, look, listen. These relationships don't last long because nobody knows who anybody is nowadays. Nobody's connected spiritually. Nobody is being, you're not seeing many people aligned no more. It's just, if I can get this, and I mean, this is what I got, and we both got a need that's legitimate at this time, why not come together? What's really big is the conversation about building a man or building a partner, or even for older men that want to go after significantly younger women so they can mold and shape them, right? Y'all don't like y'all partners for real. People get lost in relationships and they don't know who they are outside of it. That makes both parties unhappy eventually, because one of the people are going to be really, really codependent. It's going to be super codependent. I am on this journey right now as we speak, and this is different from all my other seasons because I speak post season. This time I'm speaking in season, and it's a vulnerable feeling because I'm going through it right now. I'm trying to understand and really curate my perception of love, and I'm taking y'all with me. For the greater portion of my life, I've been running away from things. I can look at situations and say, I don't want that, and love hasn't been the exception, and that's how I'm titling this series. I can tell you what love is not, because knowing what something isn't gets you closer to knowing what it is. And I've had so many encounters and so many wrong ways of thinking when it comes to love that I just want to share with you what it's not. Love is going to look different for all of us. It's literally going to look different. It's going to feel different. Our love languages are different. How love shows up for us is always going to be different, but there are some unwavering facts about what love is not. This podcast series is dedicated to that. We're accepting things that's clearly not love, believing that it is, though. Abuse, and somewhere we can consciously say, justified in the name of love is insanity. But many of us have done that, including myself. Many of us have accepted things below standard, things that's practically laughable, but it's because we didn't know. Think about the things that you accepted because you didn't know. I'm not here, and it's not my responsibility to tell you what love is. That's your job. But I can tell you what love is not. It's not influence. Choose somebody that upholds and respects your identity. That's the difference. Because they look the same. They usually look the same. And I've said this in every video. Sacrality, sacred sacrifice. One of them doesn't exist in love. Love and lust. One of them is in love for something to be harmful, for something to hurt. One of them doesn't exist in love. And influencing versus identity. Love exists in one of them. Being able to distinguish that will help you curate what it is for you. Because I do truly, truly believe that we work better in partnership. We grow faster in partnership. We build faster. We heal faster. Two is always better than one. Every single one of us has a blind spot. Multiple blind spots. Who's watching your back? For real. Who can you trust if it's not the person that you're having children with and making homes and building with? Who like, what's the point of all this if we all just gonna sit around and die single? Like, I don't think it's more so that I don't think it's we have an inability to love. We don't want to take the weight of love. We don't want to bear the responsibility of loving somebody. None of us. Because it's a risk. Why? Why do it if it's gonna be something that doesn't last? I have found that I've grown most in proximity or in a relationship. And not because of that person saying, hey, grow, hey, grow, hey, grow. But that experience itself helps me. Imagine if I've been single my whole life. If you don't know your identity, how can you choose the right partner? You're so entangled in this partnership with this person when it's not even promised. I promise you will enjoy it better if you like who that person is. If you commit to understanding this person, and that takes patience, time, you're going to put some energy in. But it's worth it because you grow, even if the relationship never works out. You grow, and it prepares you for your life partner. Maybe that's it. I can say that I have truly enjoyed my experience so far on planet Earth. And while I may have a long, long way to go, I remember sitting, like, as a younger woman, trying to be everything my partner asked me to be. He say, fucking jump. I say, how high? He say, this is your responsibility. I started making it my responsibility, and it wasn't. I'm not obligated to do anything for you because I'm your person, like in a relationship with you. I can desire it and I can want to because that is a part of my identity and this is how I show up. But if I'm showing up for you because you saying, oh, you supposed to do this because, then if it wasn't in my heart to do it, it's probably not even a part of my identity, and you're trying to influence me to do something that you want me to do. You don't like me. You like the ideal of me. The ideal of having a woman means, oh, I'll live longer. Literally, men that marry women live longer. Wasting time. Wasting potential. Wasting your youth trying to be something for somebody that you aren't. You're going to be tired of pretending eventually. Get with people that like who you are, that want to take the time to understand your heart, that want to know your mind and really be in tune with your body. It takes time, but time is relative. We don't even know how much we got. So why spend it rotting away with somebody that don't care? We want people that like who we are, who take the time to get to know who we are, because that doesn't change. My heart will not change. My habits may change. My hobbies may change. My hair may change. But your heart doesn't change. That's unwavering. I can tell you things about people that I'm close to, or how about this? I can hear things about people from anybody, that somebody that I'm close to, and I can tell you if they said it or not. I could not, never heard that conversation. You could be making it up or you could not be making it up, right? But I will know because I know that person's heart. I'll say, that sounds like something you could do. That sounds like something he'll say, right? I genuinely have a heart that yearns to know people. And when I love on people, I know what that requires from me. And because that's how I'm wired, I have to select a certain type of partner. Somebody who upholds my identity. Because my nature can, people have had a tendency of not understanding it. My nature, people have had the tendency to try to control. I have had people intimidated about who I am, right? So they want to make me shrink. You will encounter so many people, but when you find somebody who loves your identity and just how you show up in the world, how you show up for people, and who you are, you keep them close and you learn them too. Because the last thing you want to do is lose them because you're not being intentional. You're not taking the time to learn their heart. You're not taking the time to learn their mind. All you're thinking about is influence. How can I influence this person to choose me? How can I influence this person to do what I want them to do? How can I know? Love is less about what somebody can do for you and more of what you can do for them. And if both of y'all have that approach for real, you both will be fed. I'm a natural. I'm very natural in healing. It just happens that way. Why the hell would I ever get with somebody that takes? Right? Because if you get with a taker and you are a healer, you gon' cry. That's not funny, but you really will. Being a healer means you extract from yourself to heal others. Think about being in partnership with somebody that also takes while you do that. Think about how low you're gonna go. Right? Think about being a healer and not having somebody that has the emotional capacity to deal with that. Imagine how much stronger you have to be. I do truly believe that everybody has a community, and I believe that they cross our paths for a certain amount of time. And if you miss it, that's on you. Everybody talking about friendship and relationship and wanting to heal from this, heal from that, but a part of me starting to feel like healing has been making a lot of people very, very self-centered. And there's no problem having selfish tendencies. I fully believe that you need to be taking care of yourself. However, you can only heal so much by yourself. You can only do so much by yourself, and everybody that really is growing has their limitations. You have a cap if it's just you. God made it to where we grow better, we function better, we thrive in proximity. God said, if man was good alone, he wasn't just talking about a man. He's talking about any human being on this planet. Nobody was good on their own. I feel real sorry for the people that are saying, be by yourself. You don't need this, you don't need that. But the fact is, you do. If you want to reach the heights that you want, you better find you somebody. And I'm not saying find a husband, find a wife. Find somebody that you can trust, that can hold your heart and you can hold theirs, that can watch your back while you watch theirs. I'm not saying to find your life partner. Everybody ain't even got one. I'm saying that find somebody that loves who you are, that upholds your identity, and that you can love who they are and not want to change them. And so my camera just turned off on me mid talking, so love that. Let me go ahead and get into the quote of the day. The quote of the day says, just be yourself. Everybody else is taken. And with that, with you being yourself, you can find the people that's actually for you. It is a beauty in being yourself. No need to fake. You will find your people, or your people will find you. And it's so much better to have quality relationships, no matter the form, than just a whole bunch of meaningless relationships. Thank you all for watching.